Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Japa Circle, where we intentionally chant the Lord's names. And this morning, I'll read two instructions that Prabhupada gave about chanting. First one, he wrote in a letter February 27th, on February 27th, 1970. And I've entitled this instruction, "Everything will be revealed one after another." Prabhupada wrote, when we chant, we must concentrate our mind on the sound vibration. And in that way, everything will be revealed one after another. The form, the qualities, pastimes, etc. of the Lord. And in this way, and this is the way of cultivating spiritual realization. Anything that you noticed about it that you found remarkable? Nothing? Yes?
It reminds me of a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Vaiśeṣika yagneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yatpunyakaram pradeshnam yatevi tatsammitam viditva yogi paramstanu veti charyam. Which says that the study of the Vedas, all knowledge, all austerity, etc. All these things come just by performance of bhakti. So in some way, like just by chanting the holy name, all the other sort of like knowledge of the Supreme Lord and His pastimes, etc., all comes from that.
A nice citation. Any other thoughts? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, it reminded me of the verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhave grahayam indriye sevan mukhe hi jivvado swayameva sfuratataha. That just by engaging our senses, starting with the tongue, in chanting the holy name of the Lord, all His name, form, qualities and pastimes will be revealed. Otherwise they cannot be revealed for our mundane material senses.
Oh, thank you very much. And yes, third one.
Just thinking of how the beauty of Krishna attracts us, and then His playful leelas can be a reminder during japa, and also we can aspire to understand what the transcendental bliss devotees get, and so that aspirational quality of while chanting is, it starts by hearing what you are chanting.
Yeah, and the essence is that everything is there within the name, so one need only, as Prabhupada says here, concentrate our mind on the sound vibration. And then everything will be revealed one after another. And this is the way of cultivating spiritual realization. And the second instruction is called, by me, The Best Remedy. It was written in 1972. Prabhupada wrote in 1972, February 27th. Hey, look. The first one was February 27th, 2 years earlier. He writes, the best remedy is to sit down very tightly and chant Hare Krishna very loudly and hear for a long time until he feels himself one-minded and fixed on Krishna's lotus feet. Any point? From somebody who hasn't made one yet? Yes.
Just my personal experience that when we chant extra rounds, it takes a while for the mind to settle. So sometimes I feel that my real chanting begins after the 16 rounds.
That's nice. Yeah. It takes sometimes a long time till you feel yourself one-minded. Any other thought? Yes?
Bhagavad Gita 2:41, Vaiśeṣika buddhi deha karunandana Vaiśeṣika hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayanam. So those who are resolute in their purpose and their aim is one, then they can focus, they're intelligent, whereas those who are not, they're many branched.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. And last one.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I was just thinking, just like it's called as the remedy. So the remedy to this material world is chanting, like treatment to this disease of material world. So.
It's so true. Thank you. Especially coming from a doctor. So let's try to concentrate our mind on the sound vibration, because in that way everything will be revealed one after another. And let's try to chant Hare Krishna very loudly, or as loud as necessary, so you don't disturb your neighbors. And here for a long time, until we feel ourselves one-minded. Does that sound like a worthy project? Just an afterward to our jumper circle. And in the Upanishadamrita, Rupa Goswami mentions that one of the elements that one may employ to successfully come to the goal of devotional service is patience. Doesn't he say that? And in a similar vein, Srila Prabhupada was recommending that we chant for a long time, be patient until one becomes one-minded. I just wanted to give you the background of the word patient. It means bearing pains or trials calmly or without complaint, manifesting forbearance under provocation or strain, not hasty or impetuous, steadfast despite opposition, difficulty, or adversity, able or willing to bear, and it comes from Middle English, from Anglo-French, from Latin, and it comes from pati, which is the present participle. It's the present participle of pati, which means to suffer. Akin to Greek, another word, pima, which means suffering. How do you feel about that? And then the other word is determination, which I won't look at it in the dictionary because I already looked at it, but it has the word terminus, which is related to finishing a term. In other words, like bus terminals where you're getting off. And one of the meanings of determination in that context is to finish what you start without giving up on it. Like if you start a book and you're able to finish it, hopefully it's a good book, it's worth finishing. But then you go all the way through it, similarly finishing one's rounds, or finishing a round, or finishing a mantra without vacating the premises in one's mind and staying there could be considered determined. And being patient, there's a way in which we may suffer because the mind's in the mode of rajas and it wants to go somewhere else, but we just tolerate it, even though it seems like suffering to sit in one place and concentrate. And then Prabhupada said if you're able to practice that, at one point your mind will become fixed and you'll become one-minded on the holy name. Then he said, in the other instruction, everything will come from there. From the name, form, qualities, pastimes. And this is the way of cultivating spiritual realization. Quite amazing, isn't it? Anybody have a last comment? You'd like to express yourself before this assembly of devotees? Yes. Could somebody give her a microphone?
I have a question. My mind was saying to me this morning when I was chanting that nothing bad has happened yet from inattentive chanting, so why should I focus?
Well, there's a way in which if you eat candy every day, you may think, I'm okay. But if you cultivate knowledge about where diabetes comes from and what happens when you ingest junk food over a long period of time, then you can get an overview. And when we're practicing a discipline, it's always helpful to take directives seriously. That even though I don't know what the result is going to be exactly, I can take it from the experts. This is an outcome. The doctor will say, if you do this enough times, it's going to lead to this. Or if someone says, if you play tereketa carefully, you're going to be able to move your hands on the mridanga in a certain way at a certain time. In the beginning, you have to follow the authority. It's part of the mighty practice, is take the order as a military order that this is the way to march, this is the way to do these things. Trusting the doctor and trusting the order that's coming down, and if I do it properly, then the result will come of its own accord. So Krishna says, Evam Bhuri Pranabhutva Samstam Yatnanama Jahishatra Mahabaho Kamarupam Durasadu. Fortify your intelligence and be smart about it, and don't give in to the whimsies of your mind. Rule by your intelligence, not by some idea that your mind has, like, who cares? Be more strict with yourself in the process. And that always seems to turn out better in all aspects of our lives, doesn't it? Yes. We can take the context. Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Panchatattva, Shri Giriraj Maharaj, if you so desire, please empower us to be one-minded, strict, serious, and patient in chanting our japa every day, so that we can come to serve you in deeper and more considered ways. Thank you for considering our request. Om Dāsa. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part. Please say Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.